mean, it was colder compared to yesterday, which was like 27.
Well, it's
or the
supposed
day
to be like
before.
29 today,
Okay.
so by the end of the day it's going to be hot and humid, so
Yeah.
it's gross. Ugh. I don't like humidity. We need the rain though.
We
want
do.
flowers. It needs the rain. Oh my goodness. Oh, we didn't plug this in. So not professionals. Here we go.
Did like
Oh,
50,
no one was watching.
50%.
So it's fine. No one was watching.
So I'm sorry if you couldn't hear the first 10 seconds.
We just chatted about the weather. Oh my gosh, we're the worst. Okay. Oh my god.
It's okay. It's Thursday.
Yeah, it's I can't believe we're already halfway through May.
Yeah.
Like my kids only have a month and a half of school left. Oh my, they're excited. Me not as much. We got a whole bunch of new patterns, so we're gonna talk about those. The first one, and some of them are Canadian, which is amazing. The first company we're going to talk about is Matante Quilting. She is based in Manitoba, and she does some long arm quilting, but she also made some bag patterns, and they're really fun. So what you do with her patterns is you take a quilted panel, like a quilted, you sandwich the top fabric. You can use batting or soft and stable, and then another fabric, and you quilt that together, and then you cut out your pieces from it. So she's got these lovely patterns. I love the Altoona tote. I think it's so fun. I think you can put a pocket on the outside, I think. Anyways.
It wouldn't be hard to add one anyway.
Comes in 3 sizes, the mini, the medium, and the large. And it would be super nice for like shopping or, carrying all your crap around and stuff.
I already have a little bucket.
Yes, it's
like
carry
a joke
a bucket
in the store now.
Yeah.
I have a bucket.
It's like this plastic bucket that she carries.
But it's good if you go to like the markets.
Yeah,
because then you can wash it out and you can put your yarn in it after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is super handy. I was gonna say, did you see the one? Someone made an Altoona tote, and they did some paper piecing, like a Canadian flag or like the maple leaf, and put it on the panel right here, and it looks so cool. I think we shared it in our staff chat. Someone suggested it as a class. Because the pattern for the Canadian flag that's paper pieced is Canadian as well. It's only digitally available though, I think. Yeah. Anyways, super cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, these are super nice. The duffel's really spacious, very, very spacious. And she's made it so that you've got lots of pockets, and I've seen her make these up, and she's had tons of them, and they're really nice. So that is now available. At least I think they're on the website.
Yes,
maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. And then we also got this amazing new release from Pen and Paper. Just hold one. And her patterns are always so lovely. I really like this one too. Yeah. This is a traditionally pieced pattern, and I think it only comes in 2 sizes. Her patterns usually come in 1 or 2 sizes, and super cute. She's based in the States somewhere, but she's a very small woman-owned business, so that's nice. She also just released this in a mini version as a foundation paper piecing pattern. Someone else, I think, did that because she's not into the foundation paper piecing. But yeah, so if you want a smaller one with foundation paper piecing, that is available, I think, on her website. I think it's a PDF only. So yeah. I love her colors. She makes really good colors.
I think I looked at these and I'm like, I love this, but I also love the colors.
Yeah.
And that really appeals
Sometimes
to me.
it's the colors that grab you for a quilt pattern, and you're like, oh, I like it. But is it because you like the colors or you like the design? Sometimes you don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's available. It's on the website. Speaking of foundation paper piecing, we got this new pattern. And it's called Butterfly, and it's foundation paper pieced butterflies. It's super cute. It comes in 3 sizes, and the designer is based here in Ottawa. So cool. So yeah, she came in and was like, hey, I have this pattern. Do you want to sell it? And we were like, yes, we would. So it's super cute. It apparently is an advanced beginner. So if you've done like some simple foundation paper piecing, you'd be set for it. Although if you're just like, I want to give it a try, and you're confident, you're like, let's do it. I think you could.
It's not as scary as it
I have never
That's a
done
cheat.
foundation paper piecing. Have you?
Anything that's those little hearts where you do the little corners, that's all sort of like
Sort
it's
of.
like variations, I
Yeah.
guess, on foundation paper.
Yeah, because you have the piece of paper and you have to
Yeah.
sew it on the paper. It doesn't appeal to me. But Faustina was doing those little half square triangle ones. We have these little packs that have papers in them in different designs of half square triangles, and they're all scrappy. And she's doing them when we had our staff sewing day, and it looked pretty fun. So I don't know, maybe
She
Maybe
enjoyed
I'll
it.
try. She did. She did quite a few. She
Yeah.
did some little ones, and then she did the bigger ones. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So this is super cute. Available also on the website. And then speaking of more Canadian designers, I don't know if we talked about these before, but we've got hammer stitch patterns. So Christine is the designer of these patterns, and she is in Hamilton, Ontario, which is awesome. And she started off making bags to sell, and she still does that, but she decided that, hey, I'm going to release my patterns because people were asking her for the patterns. So these are 3 that she's released. I think she has more in the works, and she has some PDFs as well. So she originally released them in PDF. Now she's releasing them in paper, and they are amazing. The instructions are awesome. The bags are lovely, and yeah, I'm excited. I have all of them. I'm excited to sew them up. I haven't sewn them up yet. But I have fabric and notions for all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I got some green wax canvas for this one with, remember that herringbone wool blend we had? Yeah, because I was going to try that out. So I'm super excited.
Yeah.
And what's nice about her patterns too is other than some rivets, there's not really a huge amount of leather work that you have to do. She also sells kits for the leather pieces for this pattern. So you can just buy her kit and sew it up. And I think they're super cute. Most of them use wax canvas, which I love. I love sewing wax canvas. Yeah. Have you sewn wax canvas?
I have
no?
No, I actually haven't yet. I have a whole bunch at home.
Okay.
Because I was like,
for some reason I thought you had done it at your previous job.
I've worked with it. I've done like repairs.
On it.
Wax canvas, but I've never made something from scratch.
I find it super easy to sew, and
it's super structured.
It is super structured. It doesn't shift around. Yeah. The only thing is you have to be very sure of what you're sewing because it leaves pin marks or like holes if you sew it and take it out. But sometimes you can kind of fudge those a little bit, and you can like use a hairdryer to like get those to go away. So it depends how big your needle is, but yeah. Yeah, I love making bags with wax canvas. I think it's so easy. What else new? Oh, and last pattern. Yes. We got the Doo Dress and Top and Dress by Friday Pattern Company. I have made this pattern up. Yeah. I made the top. So there's a dress version and a top version. The dress is like a bubble hem dress, and it looks so easy to wear. Yeah. The dress has pockets, which is super key. And it's got this lovely cowl collar or like collar, but it's like not really cowly. It just kind of comes up. It's like a larger boat neck kind of, and so it just drapes a little bit. Yeah, and it's a really simple sew, super simple. So
and what fabric would be good for this?
This would be good in definitely a jersey. You need a jersey for it. Or a knit. So I would do some slinky knits would be really nice. Yeah. If you want a bit more structure, you could do a cotton lycra. I used a bamboo cotton lycra blend. So it's got some nice drape from the bamboo, but it's still got the ease of sewing a cotton lycra. So yeah, you could do all sorts of different things. Yeah. A viscose jersey would look really nice, or like a straight bamboo. If you're doing a straight bamboo, I'd be careful with the dress because it is a heavy fabric and it is gonna pull that dress down. So I would maybe stick to the top, but yeah, so that's available too. This has been out for a while. They always release their patterns as PDF and then like a few months later release it as a paper pattern. So if you prefer the paper pattern, we have it. Yeah. What else new did we get, Clara?
We put together some hat kits.
Oh, these are super cute.
Also, the hat pattern is adorable.
It's a gorgeous pattern.
So it's the Alpine Bloom hat, and the pattern is sold separately on Ravelry, but I think it's like $7.50.
Oh, that's not bad.
So it's
Yeah.
not bad at all.
Yeah.
This,
But the pattern does not come included in the kit.
yeah. So you have other.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have other options, but we
Yeah.
just put a whole bunch of different colors of the earth yarns that we
This is gorgeous.
thought would be really nice together. And there's about 6 different color.
6 or 7,
6 or
yeah.
7 different color
Created the product
variations.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So if they're not on the website yet, they will be today. I love this one.
Yeah, the pink with the purple is really
So cute.
cute.
So yeah, you would use the single color for the main part, and then you would use the spiral grain yarn for the color work part. So apparently this knits up really nicely.
And we were looking at the pattern yesterday, and
Yeah.
it's just knitting.
Oh.
Even though you're holding both, and like yes, there
Okay.
are decreases,
Yeah.
but it's just there's no. I don't know a lot of. I don't really know anything about knitting.
I don't either.
Sophie was looking at it, and she's like, I can make this for you, and I was like, oh,
Oh.
okay. So I chose some other yarn, and she's gonna knit
I love
one
how
up.
you guys. So Claire's sister Sophie now works with us, and so when they're here, they often plan to make things for each other because you sew and Sophie doesn't really sew, and Sophie knits and crochets, but you don't really do that. So
It works out perfectly.
you're like, I'll make you a dress, and you can knit me a hat,
Yeah.
and it's perfect.
It is actually. It's
Wish I
very
had
fair.
a sister that would make these stuff.
I mean, you can join in our group of making things for each other.
We can do a try, like
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll just
That's-
get more people in on it, and we'll just start a making circle.
Oh my gosh, that would be funny. Yeah, but that's fun.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
also got these super
Oh,
cute
these are
labels,
adorable.
and I think these are adorable.
So we got some new Sarah Harts, and we got some restock of Sarah Harts. So if you want to
I love
get some
this
of her
one.
popular ones that we've had, like the unicorn and the made by grandma and the made by auntie, that's available. But yeah, these, I love bows. Bows are
Yeah.
so in right now. I've seen so much fabric with bows and like labels with bows.
And notions too.
Notions,
Like cutesy kind of
yeah.
things. Yeah.
There's only 4 in here because it's gigantic. I thought about buying them. I have too many labels. I have a binder that I
Oh yeah.
use. So what I did is I got a binder, and then I got those sheets that hold cards, like
Oh,
baseball
yeah,
cards or
yeah.
hockey cards or whatever,
Yeah.
or Pokemon cards because that's the thing now.
Again.
Again, yeah, it's cyclical, right?
Still?
Yeah, it's still going. It wasn't a big thing when I was a kid. But yeah, so and then I just put the labels in.
That's a good
each
way to
pocket.
keep them.
Then I could
organized
see them.
and- Yeah.
And so I just flip through the pages, and I'm like, oh, which one do I want? Yeah. So, yeah, I should bring that in and show people. What else did we get?
I don't know
Stickers.
I don't know the company.
I have no idea the company. It's Canadian.
It is
for sure.
Canadian because they're
Canadian
themed.
Oh my
There's
god, maple syrup. My kids go through
There's
so much maple syrup.
Poutine.
So
I
crazy.
love
Poutine is delicious. Maple syrup is also delicious.
I grabbed 2 of the maple syrup. Apparently, I have maple syrup on the brain. I did have French toast. Well, leftover French toast that I microwaved. It was breakfast.
should put it in the toaster, and then it would be.
It was
kinda
already
crispy.
cut up because I had started
Ah.
to eat it and then I got full. So
Sarah.
we got some really nice maple leaves. I love
Oh,
these
super
because they look
cute.
like the fall when they're on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
A fun
Just
Canada. Just Canada. I love this Ontario
Ontario
one.
one with the sunflowers.
I think that's
It's so
adorable.
Pretty.
And then
puffins.
a puffin, of course.
You know, we were at a trade show last week, Fussian and I, and we were talking to the creator of the Doodle Decks.
Okay.
And we were saying, hey, you need to make a Canada one. She's like, it's in the works. And we're like, amazing. And she's like, what is Canadian? What do we need to put on? So we were giving her all these ideas. And she was like, how about Canadian geese? Are they like beloved by everybody? And we're like, not really.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Because they're a symbol of Canada, right? But they also are menaces, and they poop everywhere, and they're really mean, and
Yeah.
they can be dangerous. So we were like, maybe not that. But yeah, we gave her a bunch of suggestions. So she was writing them all down. So we should almost have our name on it. No. But yeah, and she's got a few other ones in the works. I forget what she said. I think she's got a sports one coming out and all sorts of different ones. So it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of knitting, if
Yeah.
you knit, Gleaner. We've had this one before, but we've brought it back. So this is a non-electric fabric shaver and lint brush. It works really well. It's a nice travel size. We had one before that had a handle and it was quite big, but this does the same thing in travel size. And it comes with 3 different, I don't know what you would call those, teeth.
Brush part?
It says each edge revives a different type of fabric. There you go. So you can go for your big bulky knits down to your very delicate ones. So you get 3 of those. You get the brush and get a travel pouch. So that's super handy. And then these were released last year, and we didn't bring them in, but we have now.
It's called a sweater saver, and it looks like a little sweater. It's even got like a turtleneck and everything.
That is like perfect. I love when people think about what it will be used for and then design it to look like that.
And it's still a handle, so you might as well make it look kind of cute. And this one's mostly for depilling.
Yeah, and so this one just has the one edge, and so that's all you get. But it is also a good travel one, or to keep in your purse or something like that. So yeah, super cute. It looks like it has cables on the sweater.
Yeah.
So adorable. Yeah.
And then sets of 3 of the dryer balls.
Yeah, so we've carried these before, but in the bigger 6, I think, set. So this is 3, and I don't know if they're smaller or big. I think
they look like they're the same size.
Yeah.
I have some at home, and they make a huge difference.
I have dryer balls in my dryer. I do not use dryer sheets.
Yeah.
And I have a weird mishmash of plastic ones that we got from a long time ago and wool ones.
Yeah.
Sometimes the wool deteriorate, but they were cheap ones. These ones don't. So
yeah.
And you know what I really like about these ones is they come in this gray natural color, because I have some like white creamy ivory ones, and as you dry dark clothes, they just start to look like this. So I like that they just start out
already
like
look
that.
great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I have white ones, and they don't look white anymore.
No.
But I mean, I don't care. It's just going in my
just
dryer.
in my dryer. No one really cares. Yeah, but they're really, and you know what's awesome about these? It's a Canadian business. So Gleaner is all Canadian, and I'm just wondering where they get their wool from. Does it say? Just says Canadian business. I wonder if it's Canadian wool. Maybe. That would be cool if it was Canadian wool. Though Canadian wool is not really used for anything other than industrial purposes. Well, some yarn is made from it, but it's a very rough wool. Because of our climate, how the wool grows on the sheep, it's not very soft, like a merino or something like that. They were in Spain where it was warm and lovely and stuff. In Canada, it's not. My dad has a friend who's a sheep farmer, and he says he gets 30 cents for a fleece. 30 cents. Yeah. Wow. It's like nothing.
No,
it's not even, it costs more to shear the sheep than it does that he's going to get the fleece sold at. So anyways, there you go. But we got some pretty fabric. Yeah. So we didn't get a lot of new fabric this week, but I think we got more on the way.
I mean, we always
have more fabric on the way, but yeah. So these are beautiful.
I'm really excited about this, and
I haven't bought any yet, but I
can't decide which one.
Pulling the trigger today, maybe. I know I can't decide either.
I like this
that one.
But I
know.
We
should show people what we're talking about.
So
this is a cotton lawn with William Morris. That's his name. William Morris prints. So of course we got the classic strawberry fief that is upside down. There we go. Right side up. So it's a lawn weight, and it is wider. So it's 54 inches wide. So it's very lovely for garments. And it's so soft.
This is the pomegranate.
I love
motif.
this one.
I think this is actually the one I'm gonna go.
I don't know what I want.
Go for.
I want to buy something, but I don't know. And it's a great price. It is $29.96 a meter. So
yeah, I also. I mean, I love them all because I
love Robert. Oh my God, William Morris. I did a deep dive one time on William Morris and like his whole life and stuff, and it was interesting.
Yeah. His daughter is also very interesting. She
really?
took his motifs and would make embroidered tapestries.
Oh, that's super cool.
So I kind of got into embroidery.
Yeah, because
I'm working. I bought a whole bunch of the DMC wool thread we have.
Yes,
and doing a single thistle from his thistle motif,
Ooh, awesome.
but kind of like in a crewel work.
That's super cool.
kind of
yeah. Well,
way,
because it's
so-
meant
well,
it's meant
it's
for
wool,
crewel
so,
work, and
yeah.
because crewel work is embroidery with wool threads.
Yeah.
So like technically the Bayou tapestry is like a crewel work.
It is.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have lots of colors. I just restocked them, so they're on the way, and so we'll have the colors that we don't have in stock. That and what else did I restock? The Hidamari, I think.
We got some
We
in.
got some. They're always out of stock from our supplier because they're so popular, and so we'll see what comes. I was actually talking to. Well, I went into the booth for the company that makes that, and I was trying to talk to him, and he goes, "I don't speak English." We speak only Japanese, and I was like, "Well, I don't speak any Japanese other than konnichiwa." So I was like, "Unfortunately, we're not going to communicate really well." And his other guy who was in the booth, who could speak English, was busy with somebody else. So, but he handed me all the papers about stuff. So and he gave me a cookie.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they had these delicious like rice cookies that were like kind of sweet and called it kind of salty. It was really
Okay.
tasty. It was kind of the texture of a rice cracker. Like
Yeah.
it was so good. I ate it later that day. It was good. Yeah. So we need to talk about some new stuff happening
Yeah.
in the store. So what's the one thing we want to talk about?
So we've got a summer. Well, actually,
We should talk about a couple things.
So okay,
First.
so
Knit in Public.
we've got Knit in Public Day,
Yeah.
which I actually don't know the date for off the top of my head.
It's like the second Saturday in June. I'm thinking June 12th. I'm thinking
That
that's
sounds-
ringing
that
a bell.
sounds about
Around
right.
that time.
Sorry, we don't know right now.
We just work here, right?
Yeah.
We just help plan these events, but we don't know when they are. Hey, I should look it up,
Oh,
actually.
I don't have my phone on me right now. So.
Let me see when it is.
But we've got Knit in Public Day.
June
so-
14th.
June 14th.
Yes, and so Knit in Public Day, we will have our tent set up outside for the sun or hopefully no rain. We will have Mary Dairy again. So if you make a
Ice
purchase, you get a
cream.
free ice cream cone, which is super exciting. Every year, my kids have to come for the ice cream. They don't care about the knitting, but they want the ice cream. Yeah. And what else do we have on Knit in Public Day? Oh, we have Alley Cat Yarns. We'll be doing a trunk show. She's done it the last 2 years. Always happy to have her back. She has some beautiful yarn. She
Yeah.
has a yak blend that is just
cool.
so lovely. Were you here last year for Knit in Public Day?
No, this is my first. I
Okay.
started at the
You
end.
never remember
I-
when you start.
I started like right after all of these events happened.
Like so we're like, oh yeah, you know what it's like, Clara.
I'm like,
And she's like, no, I
no.
don't.
I started at the end of July,
Okay.
so we're coming up on a year.
Remember. It seems like you've been here forever, but in a very good way. You've just fit in so nicely. It's been lovely. Yeah, so we have Knit in Public Day, Mary Dairy, Alley Cat, and then fun just knitting together as a community, and it's a lot of fun. So we have that. And then the next weekend, we're going to have
We're doing a summer solstice
party.
So we're gonna
Super
have some.
I think we're having some beverages.
We're having some beverages, but non-alcoholic.
Yes, I think some.
That
It
was
might
the-
be a little bit
We'll see.
alcoholic, but definitely non-alcoholic.
Definitely non-alcoholic.
Available.
We're gonna have some treats, some
yes,
drinks. We're gonna
yes.
have lights everywhere, and we're doing flower crowns.
Ooh, yeah, that's super fun. It's
So-
on the 21st, and we're gonna stay open late that night. So the sun doesn't set until like 8:58, and that is the longest day of the year with a sun. So we will be open, I think, until 9 that night.
Yeah,
and so
we're gonna
we
close at
never
9.
open late on
And
in
ever.
the evenings ever. We used to a long time ago, and like nobody came in, so we stopped. So now, yeah, we're gonna do it this one day. So we're gonna open to 9. I think it's gonna be some outside stuff
Yeah.
in the back parking lot and in store, and like it's gonna be fun and just enjoy the weather, and hopefully it's not raining today. We'll see. It should. We have tents if it is, but yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be super fun.
We'll make the best of it if it
yeah,
rains anyway.
exactly.
So.
So it like always rains on our birthday party day, and like every time. So hopefully
Yeah.
it doesn't rain on this. But yeah, so that'll be lots of
Yeah.
fun.
And then another thing we're starting to do are little speed dating with a sewing machine.
Oh yes, I forgot about this. So if
So-
you're looking to get a sewing machine and you're like, I don't know what's out there, I'm not sure what I want. You can come in on, what is it, the 24th of May, which is a Saturday. So not this weekend, but next weekend. You do need to book your spot. There is a nominal fee because you will be making some stuff during the session. So each session is an hour long. You will try out 6 different machines and you will make something along the way. So it's super fun. Catherine's organizing it. She was telling me what machines are being used. They're a lot of fun. So we're going to show you the M8, which is this crazy beast of a machine that does so much. It has 400 stitches.
That's a lot.
400 stitches.
My machine does what?
Yeah, like my machine does 135, which I thought was like a lot. And how many stitches do I really use? I use 3 or 4 in a buttonhole. That's it. So, but anyways, if you want a lot of stitches, this is a great machine. And then we're going down the line. And we're going to do the HD9, which is the heavy duty straight stitch machine. So yeah, it only does the one stitch.
I really enjoyed when we had a little sew-in day for the staff.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed sewing on the HD9, mostly because my machine at home is a
very
straight stitch.
similar to it.
So it felt like sewing on my really old machine, but it had the knee lift and the automatic thread cutter.
Yeah, so it's a mechanical machine that has some computerized functions. And so it's lovely. So yeah, it cuts your thread. Did when you pushed it, did it like scare you because it's so loud when it cuts the thread? It's
it was still quieter than my machine when it sews. So
and it's got a huge throat space, which is really nice. So so that's going to be one, and then there's a bunch of others. So if you're looking to see what machine's going to work for you, it's a good day to come in and try out a bunch of different machines, make a few little projects, and so that's fun. What else? Do we have anything else? We have the trip to Knit City this weekend, but I think that's pretty much sold out. But we do have spots available for the Twist.
Yes.
Near Montebello. It's near also Park Omega. Have you ever been to Park Omega?
I have not been to Park Omega.
So we took the kids last year. And it
was
so much fun. It was so much fun. The kids loved it. They loved it so much. And my husband, so we brought some snacks for the kids, and he had to go get something. I was driving, and because you drive through it, it's so weird. And he had to like turn around and go into the back to do something with the kids. So he lifted off the seat but didn't leave the seat, and one of the like elk or deer came in and smelled his butt. And the kids were like, "Oh my God, the deer smelled Daddy's butt." And they thought it was so funny. And they still mention it at least once a month. It's going to be one of those things that they will remember until they die. And he will never live it down. So it was fun. There was some really cute animals. There was like little baby pigs, wild boars. They were so cute. And they look so different from the mums. Like they're really spotted, like modeled and stuff. And then they turn like black later on, I guess. I don't know. They were super cute. And there was like so many animals, and they just want to eat all the carrots, and so they're like really aggressive, and they see you and they're like, "Oh my God," and they like run for your vehicle and stuff.
The bus ticket to Twist does not include a trip to Park Omega.
No, it doesn't. But if you are going on your own to Twist, you could go to Park Omega. It's so expensive though. Oh my gosh, it's so expensive at Park Omega. Just to drive through there, you're like, "Holy moly, did I just pay that?" It's worth it though. It was
but they do look after all the animals.
They do.
And the
it would be so much work to keep these animals healthy, and they all looked very healthy. All of the animals looked very, very healthy and stuff. So, we should probably stop talking. We gotta open the store. Got stuff to do today. Yeah. I don't remember what I'm doing today, but I got stuff.
There's definitely stuff.
Definitely stuff. Oh yeah, Caitlin's like, you have to film some videos today, and I was like, okay, I'll be there. So yeah, I don't know what they're for. I'll just do what I'm told.
We've got they're gonna be some fun sewing tips. Sewing tips about the machines and stuff.
Now I remember.
Yeah, so maybe you'll see them on our Instagram and Facebook soon.
Yeah, so. I love using all the machines, and I'm always loving a new tip for getting things done. So okay, perfect. I hope everyone has a good day.
Thanks for
and we will
watching.
stop by the store and we'll see you. Bye.